Good morning and welcome to another edition of Community Issues. I'm your host, Omar Rashid. Joining me live right here in Lease Access Studios has a very special show. It's dealing with positive youth in our community. And I have three distinguished youth right here live in Comcast Channel 28. We have Maya, Marco, and Valentino. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let's start off with Maya. Just say who you are, what school you go to, and what grades you're in.
My name's Maya Cunningham. I go to Mount Pleasant High School, and I'm in 10th grade.
Green Knights. Go ahead, Marco.
So my name is Marco Ortega, and I go to William Penn High School, and I am a junior, moving on to being a senior.
Okay.
My name is Valentina Maza. I also go to William Penn High School, and
Okay.
I'm in 11th grade.
All right. Now, all three of you are very, very intelligent. I want to start off by saying, what type of classes do you take? For example, do you take college prep classes, or you take honor classes? And what are your favorite subjects? Go ahead, let's start off with Maya.
I take honors classes. My favorites would be chemistry, choir. I also like language arts.
Okay.
So, and next year I'll be taking psychology.
All right.
So that should be fun.
Now you're a sophomore. Did you take driver's ed yet?
Oh yes,
Oh, you did?
I got my permit.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know that. All right. So mommy and daddy will get ready to buy your course next year.
Fingers crossed.
No. Okay. Go ahead, Marco.
All right. Well, so my school offers a lot of AP classes, 22 of them, and so far I've taken 6 of them, and hopefully next year I would take 5, and
Right.
I would be taking half of the AP courses offered at my school,
Right.
but normally I tend to take honors and AP classes,
Okay.
and sometimes with the help of Teen Sharp, which is a college prep program.
Right.
This year I took 2 more college classes outside of school
Right.
to enrich my my knowledge and keep learning.
Well, that's great. Now, what are your favorite subjects?
My favorite subject would be, so it's like in the middle.
Okay.
I'm a math guy, so it's either math or chemistry.
Oh, woo. Okay, that's another chemistry. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Valentino, you next.
So I have taken AP classes and some CP classes, the regular classes. So it's because I came to US on my sophomore year. So my favorite 2 are AP Psychology and English.
Right.
And as Marco said, we're part of Teen Sharp, which is a college prep program. So in there, I have taken college level classes with actual college professors, and I also took a dual enrollment class through the Horn Entrepreneurship Program at the University of Delaware, which gives us the opportunity to get college credits.
Wow, that's great. I mean, so you're starting off early. You're only a junior. Okay, let's talk more about Teen Sharp since you two mentioned it. How did you two get involved with Teen Sharp, and what type of activities do you do in Teen Sharp, or what type of interaction that goes on in that organization?
So
Go ahead.
I got involved with Teen Sharp my freshman year. I got a letter by mail saying
Okay.
that there was a program that would prepare me for college, and
Right.
like many parents, my dad saw this and he's like, "You need to go. You need to get your scholarship.
Right.
You have to go to a university."
Right.
And so I applied for it, and then I realized that we were gonna meet every Saturday. It was like whoa, every Saturday, but after a while you get used to it, and
Yeah.
all I can say is thanks to Teen Sharp, I've learned a lot. Most of everything I do in school and outside of school is because of them. They taught me to, keep building myself up, because
Right.
as of now the college, for when you apply to college, the pool,
Right,
is
right.
as they call it, it's getting deeper and deeper every year. More competition, so you need to make sure that you're outstanding everyone.
Right.
Doing community service project, capstone project, being involved as a leader, having
Right.
leadership skills, and with the help of them, I was able to, me and my friend Josh. So we are starting to build our capstone project, and hopefully we will be implementing it next year. And most of the and I could talk about that later if
Okay,
if
all right.
further questions are. But for the most part, Teen Sharp has actually helped me a lot.
Right.
They've done more than I could have ever asked.
Right. Okay.
Well, the way I got into Teen Sharp is kind of like way different than I would say many others. It's like
Okay.
a very particular.
Okay.
It was a very particular situation. So it was to Delaware Gospel College Academy, DGCA. So I
Okay.
think we're gonna talk about that later. But
Right.
I got through DGCA last summer. So
Right.
like close to this time last year. So during that time, I was going through a really hard situation because the current situation in Venezuela, which is where I'm from,
Right.
is deplorable. Like there were a lot of protests taking place that year, 2016, 2017. I'm sorry,
Right.
and they were killing people in the streets I grew up.
Oh wow.
And children are starving. You see people going through the trash to get some food right in front of my house. And I moved here because I wanted to get an education in order to come back and improve all the reasons that made me come to the U.S.
Right.
So I remember seeing all those bad news about Venezuela, and I told Dad, Mom, sorry, I'm coming back. I'd rather be next to you, and if they kill you, I'm going to be right there seeing you and
Right.
saying goodbye to you
Right.
or to my friends. So one of them got to jail because he was in a protest. And because we have different political ideology,
Right.
they just decide to do whatever they want to you because they have the power to do so. So coming back to DGCA, I told Dad, listen, Dad, give me 3 more days before we take the decision of coming back or staying, and let's see how it goes.
Right.
So I applied for DGCA. I got accepted. And the other thing is that college here is so expensive.
Right.
Like I'm sure I will have my dad paying through his whole life and my life as well. So then I got to DGCA and they told me, like they opened my eyes. I will say that for me there is a before and an after DGCA. So it was really funny because they told me that the applications for Teen Share were over. But I told them, okay, we'll see how it goes. So it takes like three days. DGCA takes 3 days. And I told Miss Tatiana last day, she's the CEO of Teen Sharp. So
Right.
I told Miss Tatiana, do you think I have a chance to still apply for Teen Sharp? She said, yes.
Okay.
And I got to Teen Sharp, and after that, I have done so many things in just 1 year because I got involved in my junior year, which is the current year I'm now.
Right.
And it have changed my life like crazy to the point where I have like a new mom. I have
Okay.
my parents, they live in Venezuela,
Right.
and they gave me a mom. I call her my American mom.
Right.
Her name is Kristen Moore. She's right here today, by the way.
Right. Right.
And they're like a family environment. They have the same kind of youth like us that have like that we all want to be leaders and change the world.
Right.
And Teen Sharp is like, wow, like I have no words to explain how much they have helped me to the point where I'm
So,
at
so,
now.
so when you moved from Venezuela to the United States, was it very tough at the beginning? How long did it take you to get adjusted moving from one country to another?
Well, I moved in 2016. So by
Okay.
that time, I
Okay.
was 14 years old.
Okay.
And I took that plane by myself.
Wow.
I told Mom, Dad, bye, I'm leaving. Let's see how it goes. And it was pretty hard because my school is the largest school in the state, William Penn High School. We
Right.
have like 2,000 students. And then in my school, the one I used to go, we were like 500, and it was all the way from kindergarten up to seniors. And I didn't speak any English. Like I just knew how to say hi, hello, how are you? And that was about it.
Wow.
I'm the only Venezuelan at my school. So I'm a huge minority in William Penn. I didn't know how to communicate with people. I
Right.
didn't know how to go through the whole situation of moving to a whole different country. Plus the educational system is totally different than it is in Venezuela.
Right.
So I remember being super shy because I didn't want to speak up because I knew
Right.
they were gonna make fun of my accent.
Right.
And I still have a really big accent that you can tell I'm not from here. But one day I said, you know what? I'm gonna speak up if they're gonna make fun of me.
Right.
So I try to start learning English. Every time I go home, read, go through internet and see, watch videos, movies in English and stuff like that. And I realized that as teenagers, we have to be really sure about what kind of people is around us. If you surround yourself around very hardworking people, that's exactly where you're going to be.
Right.
My best friend, Tatiana Romero, she's also part of Teen Sharp.
Okay.
And we were able to have, to build a social venture project to help immigrant students like ourselves. Because when you come here, you don't speak English. How can you do something when you're not able to communicate?
Right.
And you have to adapt yourself to a culture that is not even close to yours. And then sometimes there are undocumented students that it closes the many doors. And then some of us were separated from our parents, like myself. Others are being separated from the country. So it's a very tough situation, but it's up to each person what they want to do with it. Either use it as an excuse to do bad things, or use it as a motivation to keep working hard.
Right, right. And Mayor, you're in a unique situation because you were a student at Mount Pleasant High School, and somebody else went to Mount Pleasant High School as well, your mother. So what is that like going to the same high school that your mom went to?
Well, I kind of, what makes it unique, I guess you could say, is that my mom left with a reputation, and that reputation was so
Right.
having to follow in her footsteps was challenging at times.
Right.
I had some struggles this year,
Right.
and I feel like being able to have people, because there's still teachers and stuff that taught my mom when she was there, and to have that support, it really does help.
Okay. Okay, and briefly, all three of you are involved with community work and/or community activities. I want to start off with Marco. Talk about the organization involvement that you're currently involved with.
So about my community.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So currently, I'm involved with a program called Youth Advocacy Council,
Okay.
and this is a program where they get students who are interested in who are passionate for advocating for others,
Right.
right? So we as a group have been working on increasing the diversity of the teachers population, because as I mentioned before, it's having a teacher of color for a student of color can change the world drastically. So not only can a student see themselves in the future doing what they're doing, but they also know that they don't have to follow the footsteps of others. They can make their own path.
Right.
They can go to wherever they want. If they want to be a lawyer, they can do it. And with that program, we've been throughout the past year, we've been learning how the different levels to pull when you're advocating, how to talk to politicians, the tactics you could use to, depending on your situation, the many leverage you can pull, and how to network with other people to help yourself, and that's just one of the things I do for my community. But there's also, through the help of Teen Sharp, there's, as I mentioned before, the Capstone Project, which is my friend Josh and I. We're hoping to. So going to William Penn High School, not only is it's the biggest high school in the state, right? And
Yeah.
but the thing is, me and my friend are disappointed by the lack of colleges that our schools sometimes offer, and by and by like how not to say, but like some of the colleges are like Del Tech, Delaware State, but not that they're bad schools, but it's just that there are students in our school that could be going for higher education.
Okay.
They could be moving to better colleges, but they don't do it because they don't know about it. And if you think if you were to ask a freshman, like, what do you think are the top colleges in the country? The first thing that would come to mind would be Ivy League. But sometimes that's not the case. There's other colleges, Wesleyan University, Tufts University, Franklin and Marshall, what other? UConn, Emory College. Those are other schools that are good and that they could give you a lot of benefit through applying to them, but not a lot of people know about them.
Right,
You know,
right.
so with me, with the capstone, what I'm trying to do, and my friend, is make sure that we can reach out to admissions officers of these top schools and bring them into our school
Right.
and teach
Recruitment, yeah.
and like talk about their schools, so our top students have a chance of
Right,
going
different-
there.
Different channel choices, right? And that's what you want organization
Okay.
work you done?
So I think like the main thing for me and the community service is my social innovation project, as I mentioned, and the whole thing started at Teen Sharp.
Right.
And after I took the dual enrollment class, it was called Ideas into Action. And the last thing we did at the class, like, or the final project, let's put it that way, was have a problem and create its solutions. And I did that. And my main focus with everything is Latino students, immigrant students like myself. And I found like tons and tons of problems, but not all of the problems I found apply for all the students. So I need to like narrow down all the problems, the main problems. And the other thing the whole entrepreneurship program offers for high school students is the Diamond Challenge. And the whole idea of the Diamond Challenge is that you compete, you find something you're passionate about and actually work on it. And in order to do that, I needed to have a partner. So I found my best friend, Tatiana, and what we did is create a project called Education in Times of Immigration, and we go by ETI. And the mission of the program is to empower young Hispanic immigrants through education, access, and opportunity. Right. And the 4 problems we're trying to solve are the new culture, the separation, documentation, and the main one is the language. And through that project, the whole thing started on January of this year. Right. And after that, a lot of things had happened. We made it for the top 5 of the competition, the Diamond Challenge. We won $1,000 grant. Then we won another $1,000, $500, and after that, it's been wow, things that I never thought were going to happen.
Right.
And I'm also very involved with my community, the Latino community.
Right.
After when I got here in 2017, I have to take an ESL class, which means English as a second language.
Right.
So the main idea of the class is to actually learn how to speak English. It was like my class, we were like 15, 20 students. After what happened in Puerto Rico and Mexico, it went from 15 to 20, then from 20 to almost 50 students.
Wow.
In just 1 year.
That's a lot, yeah.
It is a lot. Right. And I had the opportunity of seeing students going through the same process I went through. They had to adapt themselves to another culture, another country that they're not used to. Right. So I saw the need of help, of support, and we started to create this project. When I have free time, I go to those classes and help them with their English or any other situation they're going through. And at Teen Sharp, they gave me the opportunity of creating my own Spanish club with also Tatiana. And the idea of the club is to share my culture at the same time while they're learning Spanish. Because something I learned is that for the majority of people, when you think about Latino or Hispanic, it's Mexico and Puerto Rico. Right. Hispanics are tons of people, tons of countries. Definitely. So the idea of the club is to share that. And after all these great things that a lot of people have been supporting me, I applied to the Hispanic Student Recognition Awards to the Latin American Community Center. And I had the honor of winning the community service category. And I love my community. I always try to say Venezuela everywhere. Right. I try to leave my country always on top, and people can think like, even though we're going through a really hard time, Venezuela is not the same thing as the government is.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so we have about like 5-6 minutes left. I want to get all three of you to talk about your future goals. Before you answer your question, Mayor, about the future goals, you're involved with acting and singing. So why don't you talk about that a little bit, and then go to what you want to do once you finish your studies at Mount Pleasant High School.
I I'm in my church choir. I was also in the choir at my school. I also, now remembering, I did a little bit of community service a couple years back. I think it was a year or two ago. I spent all summer at my church's daycare, and I helped with the kids. I thought of different activities.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I taught some of the kids how to walk. And then my dad's the principal of an alternative school, so I would help. Those kids are my age, so I would help them through the different things that they were dealing with.
So you're a mentor.
When after high school, I know I do want to go to college. I don't know which one yet, but I would like to go, and I want to be a pediatric orthopedic surgeon.
That's great.
Those are the people who do surgeries for kids on their bones and on their back and stuff. Because I had a situation a couple years back where I had to get a scoliosis surgery on my back. So I wanted to be able to
get back.
I want, and then that experience of being able.
Okay, Marco, very quickly, what's your future goals once you finish high school?
All right, so for me, after high school, I hope to go on to a 4-year college on a scholarship, full ride, hopefully, and become an engineer, mainly in either electrical engineer or chemical engineer, and hope to. I think that's it.
Okay, Valentina.
After I graduate from high school, I want to go as Marco to a 4-year college, full ride, and my two main careers, I want to do either law school or political science. And because of what's going on in Venezuela and the reasons why I came here, my long-term goal is going back to my country and improve all the reasons that made me come to the U.S. And just to add something real quick, if anyone who's seen us today would like to apply for DGCA, the applications are open for everybody.
Okay, all right. So we got like maybe about a minute and a half left. We start with Maya. You want to say any? You want to give us any shout outs? And want to say hi to anybody that's watching?
I'll say hi to all of my family, whoever's watching, and anybody else who's watching.
Okay, Marco.
Yeah. So I just want to say hi to my parents, and like Valentina mentioned about the Delaware Go to College Academy. Teen Sharp applications are also open. Anyone can apply, and for the Delaware Go to Academy, they're mostly looking for 10th and 11th graders to help them. And if you want to be involved in advocating or any of that sort, you can also apply for the Youth Advocacy Council. We're also accepting applications. So yeah.
Okay, Valentina, you want to say hi to anybody?
Yes, I'm gonna go in Spanish.
Okay.
Papá, mamá, hola, and to my American mom, hello, and thank you.
All right, thank you three for coming on this morning. You were all wonderful guests.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in to another edition of Community Issues. I'll be back in 2 weeks. God bless and have a safe week.